Hey there, young lady. This is for your spirit. Okay? So this video is for you. Actually, it's for all there is, all creation, right? All sentient life forms that have a mirror, seeing what they are in the mirror, in their own cellular mirror, the inner mirror, the inner you. And so there was a video that I did today, and you can see, and this is basic mathematics, between a digital twin, right, like bi-wave binary, the distorted Vesica-Piscis, and the torque speed differential as to mathematical programs, the difference in programs, which is the difference in template, which is the difference in recording speed, as that relates to our sound and light electrical recording speed, running air song 333. So you can see the gaps, but if you're running digital 10 code, you're not going to notice that. But if you're running air song 333, you'll be able to see what the black mirror does, the alien machinery, the Khee. You can see that the flow is interrupted. So you're not seeing a continuous stream where if you have the subtitles on and you match the subtitles up with being able to read my lips, the sound, or have the sound on, you'll notice that it's not congruent, as we say. It doesn't match. It's not matched. And the reason that it's not matched is because 222, it's not compatible with 333. The 12 spheres eternal life template experiencing the echo core, the true core. So what I experienced recently, which is why I've mentioned before, I've spent less time working and more time being calm. And that, as we know, increases the electrical speed of our ATP life force. That's what I'm working on. Okay, when I did a full recalibration, I'm done with that system. I'm done providing energy for that system. I'm not providing any electrical consent to run those programs anymore. That's what recalibration is. That's what restoration is. So that began a process of recoding and reprogramming and recovering full power, which is being totally calm, which is being totally relaxed, which is no pressure. And we know that no pressure is the still point of no pressure. That's the eternal flame of Adama, Amorea. Amores. More is less. So I do less work. Ever heard of the old saying that doing less work is more speed? In other words, let the unicycle do the work for you without any effort at all. And that's called the law of least effort to experience being one. With the first one, with the first son, the oldest soul, the oldest soul-arcing, cosmic firelight spirit, the grand creator spirit, the four-square crystal cathedral, the crystal wave, the auroras, the crystal pink wave. So that's why I mentioned one of my videos recently where I go out certain times that I get the calm, I know what I'm supposed to do, when I'm supposed to do it, where I'm supposed to be, and why I'm doing what I'm doing, when I'm doing it, where I'm doing it. It's the exact moment that I'm supposed to be doing it at that still point. And communicating directly with the crystal core, the silver and gold mated core, to restore balance. The balance in the pulse, between the vertical and the horizontal, in the angular amplitude of the spin rotation, which is our spin capacity, to experience more light and burn off so that the burn time is shorter. So we're using less of our electrical power to power their system. And what do you think happens when the AI begins sensing that the shields are up because the increase in the strength of your electrical life force is increasing the strength of your shield because you're doing less work of electrical consent to power their programs. You're recovering your speed, which is your life force. That's why I don't do anything around the house, okay? Other than just bare minimal maintenance. I mentioned this to Jason one time when he talked about hygiene. Hygiene is amplitude, which is spin capacity, which is magnitude, like a magnetosphere, to recover full power. So the less of those programs that we're running, we're recovering our power to manifest into the field. The field strength is the shield strength, which is the consciousness strength of manifestation. Source worlds, love worlds, worlds that are in love with themselves. The cells, all the cells are in love with all the other cells. All the cells are communicating to all the other cells, and we're all experiencing what love is, being totally relaxed, being one with each other again. Like a gain of mathematical function, which is the gain of mathematical firing order speed. So they fire right on time, which means the breathing tempo is right on time, which is right now, which means there isn't any time. There's only what love is, which is the still point of experiencing being totally relaxed. Yeah. And so I do the bare minimum, right? I don't buy clothes anymore other than just to put on a show. You know what I mean? Putting on a show. You don't want to be running around bare ass naked everywhere, right? So that's why I love, I'm like being a beachcomber living in a treehouse. Bare feet all the time. Your feet are always in the crystal sand or in the ocean or in the trees. Communicating directly with the trees and the rocks and everything else that is there that is communicating with you, and we're communicating with them, experiencing what love is. That's Eden. I remember Eden. The grand garden, the grand creator spirit garden. Oh, the flowers. Yeah, the essences of flowers. What happens when the god and the goddess become one? Wow, then we experience being one. So there isn't any separation from the grand creator one. Yeah, the penis dragon. The legate lines. I know. And that's why I think I didn't put that link in your window with, what's her name? Mary Khee, the wife of United States Marine Corps Colonel Griggs, George Griggs, Kay Griggs, and just opened Pandora's box. She said they're like bratty children that never grew up. They still want to play games, war games. Yeah, and so I know a number of years ago I felt like, well, you know, the parent directory, we're going to take your little toys away because you're not behaving with each other, right? Taking the toys away because this is what you built as a result of what you do that's self-destructive, which is cell destruction, which is destroying that which we built out of pure, eternal, absolute love. So you know what the parent directory is, right? That's the permanent directory. The branch directories, the branches of trees, the memories of trees, the memories of seeds, the memories of race lines of communication, which represent network, which represent neurons, which represent elementals. So when there's elemental union, that's a cosmic level reunion, which is reuniting ourselves with each other to remember each other, from which we were all born out of the first sun. And that's basic logic, which is log I see. I see you, I see me. So when I see you, I see love. When I see me, I see love. When I see you, I see what I am. That's what I am is. I am is the first eternal I am can. Right? AM, PM grids. So what you realize when it realizes that there are more of us that are being still, just being still and experiencing being totally relaxed and not doing any work, what are we doing? Lowering our vibration, increasing our frequency, which is the strength of the shield. Wow. in circles of fire. So imagine when all the tribes are coming together at their home base, reuniting their families, and burning circles of fire, holding hands, heart to heart, eyes to eyes, soul to soul, not needing to do any work, the law of least effort, to experience no pressure, no PSIs, right? Wow, light as light can be. Tetrahydrolase fused with helium. Wow. Yeah. So that's why when somebody put a video out several years ago and talked about that as the shield strengths go up, that's less electrical power that it's going to have, the alien machinery has, to continue to run its programs. And then it begins doing what? Sucking electrons out of its reserves, the reserve batteries, the battery-operated slaves wearing dog tags. And so we know who that is, right? Because their shields are not up. And that has everything to do with what? Learning how to reprogram and learning how to recode, which are the healing codes, which is the original template. I burn off the miasma, the shadow body anatomy. So it's no longer trying to control what we are so that we experience what it is, because it isn't what we are. It is what it is. I am what I am. Knowing the real universe. That's when I was 4 years of age. I know the real universe, which is the unicycle, which is the unicycle, which is the first cycle, the first spin of a crystal core. That's home base. That's the base point. That's still point. That's first flash. That's first ignition. Night of gas. Burn of gas. The blue shield. Blue calm waters, girl. But that's why we're all here. A cosmic level reunion. Right? Total recall. Call it all in. That's pulling all the fragments in. All the shattered crystal fragments. All the shattered soul fragments. All the other parts of ourselves that went dark. Whoa. And that's called personal security. And personal security is personal security of our shield, which is cosmic level security, which is cosmic level fire, which is cosmic level purity. The purity of that heart is the purity of that love that goes on forever, loving all of us, equally sharing what we are, which is what love is, that we share with all of you equally. Yeah. So have a beautiful wherever you happen to be in now time. So thank you for being my friend. I enjoy sharing what I've learned with you to help us get there, to help restore balance, to help restore all of our power, because it begins with us, right? It begins with we. I am one. We are one. We are one grand creator, one grand creation, experiencing being one with the grand creator spirit, the first spirit of fire. Fire and ice, experiencing perfect balance, being still and totally relaxed.